What's going on, everyone? So, Team USA is literally taking on the world in the World Cup, and they have many challenges ahead of them. At the time of recording this video, their first game hasn't happened yet. They've already finished the exhibitions and all that stuff, but they have their first game, and it hasn't happened yet. But by the time you watch this video, the results will already be finished, and hopefully they won game one. But when you look at all the rosters, there aren't any rosters that are too concerning. Right now, obviously anything can happen. A team could get hot, or we could be like, we saw with Germany, we're down like 16 late in the third quarter, and we were able to turn it on. You had Tyrese Halliburton and you had Anthony Edwards really kind of right that ship and pull off that win. But at least stacking up talent-wise, roster-wise, although Team USA isn't this it's not the A team, it's definitely the B team. The one team that stands out is they could be a problem is Canada. And Canada is second behind Team USA to win the World Cup. And you look at this roster, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, they have Shea, right? SGA, who that dude just completely took over the NBA last year. You got Dwight Powell, who's very good, very serviceable. You got RJ Barrett, who's a solid player. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is a great player. Lou Dort, right? They are even expected to get back Jamal Murray at some point, which, I mean, him and Sean Gilgeous-Alexander alone could give Team USA some trouble, give Team USA some fits. But beyond that, you have Kelly Olynyk, who is a very solid player, just high IQ guy. Dylan Brooks, he's kind of became a laughingstock after what happened with Memphis, but he's still a really good defensive 3-and-D player. You just look at this roster and it's like, all right, this is a very good, very talented, very, competitive level roster that could really, give Team USA a run for their money. Now, no, Team USA isn't some slouches in and of itself. Anthony Edwards has established himself as the clear best player on Team USA, and the dude is just ridiculous, man. I am so high on Anthony Edwards. He's a guy that I've talked about a lot, I've hyped up a lot, and it's nice to see him kind of blossoming into that hype and living up to that, because he's a guy that I truly believe will be top 5 in the NBA at worst in the next 2-3 years. It might even happen this year. This guy looks like he's prime and ready to just take the league by storm. And we've seen what the impact playing with Team USA does when these players go to the respective rosters. But Team USA, they have a little bit of everything. They got good size, good scoring. They got good perimeter defense. They're swarming defensively with all their length and size. Mikal Bridges is solid. Brandon Ingram, obviously. Triple J. Anthony Edwards. Again, not only is he just a great offensive player and a guy that can just completely take over a game, but he's also a guy that can lock up the best player on the other team. And, Austin Reeves has been super solid for Team USA. Tyrese Halliburton has just been a real just ace for this team in a lot of ways. So Team USA definitely should win this after everything we've seen, right? The one concern was the number 1 ranked team in Spain, and Team USA for the most part was able to handle that and get that done. And they've had their blemishes. They've had slight tests, but they haven't really been pushed, right? It was even Germany was kind of all right, and then it was all right, let's go, let's turn it on, right? Let's go win this game, and they just kind of put on the booster, and boom, all of a sudden they outscore them. They go on what was it, a 44-20 run or something like that. And this is kind of what Team USA's done. Even with Spain, it was all right, it's a tight game. There's little concern. There's a couple moments where it looked is Spain going to run away with this? Or it's not looking too good for USA. And then they were just kind of all right, time to lock in, time to go. And they were able to just kind of flip that switch and take it up a gear, take it up a notch. And we've seen that with this team, and you see it with really good teams, period, right? Even like in the NBA, you see those teams that, they just flip that switch, turn it on, and they're running away, especially when you have just that much more talent than most of these rosters, right? A good majority of the rosters for FIBA all have NBA level players. Like some of these teams, that have DeAndre Ayton or, Karl Anthony Towns. Like some of these rosters have really good NBA players, but the other guys aren't to the level that Team USA is, right? And one of the big factors for Team USA is their bench, right? It's their depth. It's the different looks that Steve Kerr and Eric Spoelstra and Ty Lue can throw at these teams, where you can constantly have like different players. Like if a guy's having a bad night, you can easily just swap them with, Paolo Banchero or, Tyrese Halliburton, or Bobby Portis or Walker Kessler or, whomever, right? And then you have several guys that could just go get you 30 points if they needed to. Right, Brandon Ingram's the guy that go get 30. Jalen Brunson's the guy that can go get 30. Anthony Edwards the guy that go get 30. You got lockdown defense. If you need to just basically shut them down and lock them down, you could go, with like Triple J, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Tyrese Halliburton, and Anthony Edwards. And it's like, good luck trying to stop that. Or Brandon Ingram or whomever. And just really throw size and length and just athleticism at them. And it can be overwhelming. It can be suffocating. But again, you look at Team Canada and it's like, they're one of the few teams that look like they can match up. Like Kelly Olynyk could give our bigs some trouble, right? Like Jamal Murray and SGA could definitely give our guards some trouble. We'll see if Jamal Murray does come back or not. There are some reports that say that he's looking to come back by the next game. We'll see. But even if he doesn't, it's again like this is a good roster. RJ Barrett's a guy that can go get buckets, right? Like they have a lot of just NBA players, just like Team USA has all NBA players. Team Canada has a good majority out of their entire roster, like 80% or 90% of it is just just NBA level players. And I really think that these two teams are kind of heading for that crash course, right? These two teams seem to be the two teams that are headed and almost destined to play each other. And I hope it does. Like I said, I don't know at the time of recording this, I don't know what the result is for Team USA. Hopefully they won. Hopefully they got it done. Hopefully this video doesn't become completely redundant because Team USA lost. But I'm trusting that they'll win these games, and then we'll start moving into like, the big games. And it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. But at the end of the day, I just want good basketball, right? I want to see some great games. I'm all for Team USA getting pushed a little bit because, again, like, in order to beat the best, you have to be the best, right? Or be the best, you have to beat the best. And if Team USA just kind of walks through everybody, like, yeah, they're clearly the best, but like, I want to see like how does this team look against a team that can actually match up and has the talent to make things difficult at least, right? Like a lot of people thought Spain was going to do it. But it wasn't so much the talent. It was just that like it's a roster that is sizable, that matches up well, and they have a ton of chemistry, right? So it was like the chemistry factor is going to be the thing that, gets USA in trouble. And it just didn't. In Germany, a lot of the same things. And then Team USA just says, like, all right, time to turn it on. Like, let's go. And all of a sudden, it's game's over, right? And so how does it look when it's like, oh, no, like this, SGA is just cooking, and RJ Barrett's cooking, and, Kelly Olynyk's just cooking our bigs. And it's just like, and then Jamal Murray's back. And it's like, you got like an SGA, Murray, Barrett, Brooks or Dort and Kelly Olynyk lineup. But it's just like, these are all guys that are familiar with Team USA, right? They're familiar with the players. They've guarded these guys. Jamal Murray, SGA have guarded Anthony Edwards, have guarded, Jalen Brunson, have guarded Austin Reeves, have guarded Tyrese Halliburton. Kelly Olynyk, RJ Barrett, guys like this have guarded, Banchero and Kessler and Triple J and Ingram. And, there's that level of familiarity, right? There's that level of like, oh, I know the move that you're going to try to do. I know what you're looking to do, right? And there is a level of concern with Team USA about just the stagnant offense at times, right? They kind of just seem dead in the water at times. And then you see like Anthony Edwards has to like kind of drum up some offense, or you'll see like Austin Reeves hit a big three or something like that, or Tyrese Halliburton's got to make a big play. Usually one of these guys end up like making that big play that kind of rights the ship. But can Canada be that team that kind of pushes USA to the limit? I don't think it's that far-fetched to think so. But anyway, like, look, I would love for these two to meet up in the finals and give us like a real game. Like, that would be great. Really, really push USA, because I don't know how much these other teams are going to really push them. Could they make things interesting? Sure, but Canada's the one team that I look at and go, man, like, they have the talent to beat USA. They really do. But how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. What's the one team that really stands out to you? Is it Canada? Is it somebody else? Do you think Team USA is just going to run away with the gold? Do you think, somebody can really challenge it, such as Canada? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.